Hello everyone, today in this video I will tell you about my opinion and my reflection that related with education nowadays. Moreover, I will also tell you about my opinion towards nowadays teacher roles. Later, at the end of this video, I will share to you about my perspective towards the teacher profession. Okay, first of all, I want to share about my opinion. Today, since technology has grown and spread so fast to any field in society, it makes change on the way people lives. Especially in education field, where the technology has affected the system, curriculum, and even the way of teaching. Regarding to this, the teacher also need to improve to follow the growth of technology. Based on those realities, I could say that become a teacher in this era is so hard. In this era, the teacher not become a research person anymore. A teacher is more like a facilitator or motivator, where these types of roles is emphasized more on encouraging the students in learning. In my opinion, from my experience observing the teaching process and even experience the teaching itself, conventional way of teaching is not really suitable for nowadays students. It because most of the students nowadays already have their own smartphone with internet access where they can find and learn the material independently. Moreover, the students nowadays are like to involve in the teaching and learning process itself, where they can collaborate and express their opinion and thinking freely. I think the teachers should use more technology stuff to support the learning process, since almost all the students already have their own smartphone, and usually they're faster when they open their smartphone rather than their book. Talking about become a teacher, I think besides consider on some points earlier, it's also important to consider about the decrease on teacher profession. According to the decrease, there should be some rules that need to fulfill to become a teacher, like the teaching certificate, attitude, spirituality, and the knowledge. So related to those points of consideration, I'm wondering what kind of teacher I should be. So to have in mind what kind of teacher I should be, I have already interviewed my friends, which is a pre-service teacher like me. And the question is about what character that teacher should have, and also what kind of character that the teacher shouldn't have. And this is their answer.
The character that the teacher should have is first being objective. So they shouldn't be so subjective. For example, they have a favorite students, they shouldn't be subjective. They should be objective, that all the students are the same. And then the second one, they should be mastered in the material that they are teaching. So they should be ready to deal with every question that the students will ask.
In my opinion, a teacher should be kind to his or her student when they're teaching, because when the teacher kind to the student, I think it can make the students motivated in learning.
In my opinion, the characteristic that teacher should have is professionality. Because when a teacher becomes professional, she or he can differentiate the private problem and the school problem or social problem.
The character that the teacher shouldn't have is the subjective. So they shouldn't be subjective. So for example, I have been teaching previous in an English course in my hometown. I tried to not be subjective, even though I have, of course, as a human we have some favorite students, but the point is that we should be objective.
The characteristic that the teacher should not have is judging a student by his or her physical appearance or his or her behavior or something like that. Teachers should see the other potential of that students.
Regarding to their opinion, I could conclude that The teacher should be more objective and should not give negative judgment to their students. For me, to become this type of teacher is kinda hard. If I be a teacher in the future, I will try to put myself as a persona that could be an example for my students. Yeah, that is all for today. See you in another video. Thank you.